the best I can do.
WheezyWaiter.
Quantum toast is really messy. Speaking of quantum things, time travel, there are things about it that really confuse me, even though I am a time traveler myself. You know, when you go into the future, when you're in your time machine, and you run into your future self, I'm always like, but wouldn't I have disappeared for that whole time that I was traveling into the future, and I just don't exist in this world? That's not true. Because I thought about it more, and it's like this. See, here's your time, and here's you going through your time, and here's where you travel into the future, and you run into your future self. That future self is the guy who traveled into the future before, and then went back, and then lived his time. See? And then you meet, and then you kiss, apparently. You can. I wouldn't recommend it. Not for moral reasons or anything, but because older you has worse breath. Because they're older. Okay, so that paradox isn't really a paradox in itself. But then there's another thing. You know, the whole going back in time to correct a mistake, but if you correct the mistake, then you wouldn't have had the motivation to go back in time to correct the mistake anyway. Thus making what happened not happen, and then the universe explodes, or you turn inside out, or your butt is on your head and your head's on your butt or something. The only way for that to make sense is like, okay, say you, when you were a kid, you had some bad soup and you pooped your pants at school and everyone made fun of you. And they call you poopy soup guy, or super pooper, soupy pooper. Poop rhymes with soup is what I'm trying to illustrate here. And it's hilarious. So then you get older, you become a mad scientist, develop your time machine to stop this incident. You go back in time, you tell yourself, hey, don't eat that soup, kid. Eat the hot dog instead. You had a choice, soup or hot dog. Apparently all the other kids just didn't choose the soup that day. Why would you choose soup if you can get a hot dog? You're a kid. Something wrong with that kid. But then once you go back and do that, then you don't even have motivation to build a time machine the rest of your life, so then it never happens. So I think what would make sense is that you never ate the soup. There was always your future self coming back to tell you not to eat it, and then therefore you wouldn't eat it. And then the loop would just go. But then how would the loop be created originally in the first place? So then there's like the theory of multiple universes, so like just new universes are created every time that the timeline changes. I guess that's the most likely explanation, because that's the one that makes me go, what the? I don't understand, so it works. Anyway, it does work, because I travel through time all the time. In fact, my future self is always telling me not to... I'm from the future, whatever you do, don't finish that sentence! Okay, now I'm not going to go back and tell me to not finish that sentence later, because I want to watch TV, so... New universe just get created? I guess another possibility is I'm not actually traveling through time, and I'm just highly delusional. But I don't believe that to be true, so it's not true. Why are we so interested in time travel? I suppose it's because it's really tempting to want to go back and change the mistakes you've made in the past, or tragedies that happened, or just relive better times, or butter times. I don't want to relive butter times. For me, if I could time travel, which I can, I would go into the future, because I want to see what would happen, like way in the future. I want to see what the world will be like long after I'm gone, because I won't be able to see that, because I'll be super dead. I want to know if we ever colonize planets. I want to know if we cure all disease and poverty. I want to know if we end up in a horrible dystopian wasteland. Think of the great figures of history. You get, I don't know, Einstein, Shakespeare, Socrates, Bill Cosby, people with great imaginations or great scientific minds. They never knew I could have something like this, or this. Healthy teeth at age 33, aside from Bill Cosby. Though he may have had bad teeth, there's a lot of sugar in jello pudding pop. I don't know if people in history had a bad teeth problem. Maybe I should travel back in time to find out. Contact lenses. Imagine the things you can't imagine in 500 years from now. Imagine them. You can't. Idiot. Thing is, my time machine only goes like 50 years into the future. Some amazing things are going to happen, but I'm going to live to see those anyway. Based on what I've learned, I'll just give you one piece of advice. Don't go see Die Hard 12. Unless you're drunk on space beer.
Wheezy Waiter.
So I just babbled on about time travel today because an upcoming episode of The Good Stuff is going to be all about time. Ooh, if you'd like to learn more about time travel or anything or nothing, and you just want to tickle your mind brain, you can go to audible.com/Wheezy, sign up, and you can get a free audiobook. You can choose from over 150,000 different downloadable titles, and then it's read to you, so you're reading without reading. It's like quantum reading. So audible.com/Wheezy, make an account, get a free download. The Time Machine by H.G. Wells might be apropos, or How to Not Be a Pretentious Jerk Who Uses the Word Apropos by, that's not a book, but if it were, I should read it.